Hey, what's happening, people? Welcome to another edition of Messages in the Madness, another episode of Messages in the Madness is yours truly, Longhorn the Comedian. It's 8 o'clock on Sunday. I'm here, you're here. If you're not here, hopefully you will be here, and I'll look forward to you being here. So I'm just going to stall until you show up. I'm doing something different. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and what I'm doing is I'm simulcasting to Facebook, my main Facebook page, my Messages in the Madness Facebook page. And for those of y'all that didn't know, I actually have a page on YouTube called Messages in the Madness where all my episodes of Messages in the Madness are there. So growing in bits and pieces. I'm growing. This is like planting vegetables. You got to plant the seed and then you figure it out as it goes. I got a new background going on. Got my sponsors up on the left there, which is, of course, Messages in the Madness, the book. Laughter Has No Color. Thank you for your service. And don't forget to hit, like a love right there. It's right there. Yeah, there it is right there. Let me know that you stopped by, said hey, let me know that you stopped in, because otherwise I won't know that you're here. So, hey, Miss Charlotte. Hey, Miss Annette. Good to see you, ladies. Thank y'all for stopping in. I hope we have some more people stop in today. It's been a good week. I've been at home most of the week, working from home this week. Back on the road next week, but had some great comedy this weekend. Went out and supported a young man named Reggie Edwards. He was headlining out the Funny Bone here in St. Louis. The young man's only been doing comedy 8 years, and he headlining the Funny Bone. I think that was absolutely awesome. So very proud of that young man. Then, of course, myself, Carolyn Agnew, and Andy Hamilton, we went out and did a show at a VFW out in Wentzville. So didn't have far to travel this week. Raised money for a VFW, took 15 books with me, sold 13, and I gave half the proceeds back to the VFW because, it's veterans helping veterans. So we're just trying to take care of each other, look out for each other. I see some more folks have stopped by. Hey, at least hit like, love. Let me know that you're here, and I greatly appreciate it. You ain't got to stay. You ain't got to have a conversation with me, but if you're going to step on my doorstep, at least knock. Let me know that you stopped by. I appreciate it. So, life is good, man. Kids came over. Excuse me. My daughter came to town, so she's in town floating around somewhere. Vernisha, my oldest daughter, Amy, she came by today with the grandkids, so I got to see them swim and hang out a little bit before they go back to school. So, yeah, school. Yeah. School and COVID. Last year, this time, we were getting ready for homeschooling. Yeah. We had Nene and Papa's homeschool last year. It scared me so bad, gave me the hiccups just then. So, but it was good. It was good. We made it through it. We lived. Hey, James, good to see you. Please hit like, hit love. Let me know that you're here. I even wrote it I put it right there just so you can see it. It's right there. Let me know you stopped by. I would appreciate it. I really would. So, anyway, again, for those of y'all that just joined me, you see we got our sponsors on the side of the page there, which is thank you for your service. Laughter Has No Color. And we got the Messages in the Madness YouTube page, so you can Google that. It'll pop up. We're there. All the episode of Messages in the Madness are there. So I guess let's get to my topic for the week, which is really pretty simple. You don't get what you don't ask for. Yeah. Like, Vernon, where did it come from? Hell, I don't know where half the stuff comes from. I'll just be driving along or walking along or out cutting grass, and it'll pop in my head. Well, actually, where it came from is some of y'all know that I have started a campaign to try to get to be in a Ford F-150 commercial. You go, well, that's a strange dream. Well, not really. I don't have to be big and famous, but, there's just some things that you really want to do. And that's one of them. I want to be in an F-150 commercial. So I started thinking about how do I get into an F-150 commercial? Ford don't know me and I don't know them. This is true. I truly have a face for radio. I know that. And I appreciate those of y'all that deal with it. I'm no supermodel. I'm no big name actor or anything like. I'm just a regular guy, but I love my F-150s. I've had 5 of them. Four F-150s and 1 Ranger. I take that back. So I love my trucks. But I want to be in an F-150 commercial. So the first thing I did was sit down and I created my own ads. I took some pictures and Did a matter of fact, it's on my Facebook page. I did a some takes on doing a commercial, you know, for tough. Anyway, my point is that you can't get anything without asking for it. So the first thing I did was ask God for it, you know, and I guess people go, what does all this mean? You can't have what you don't ask for, which is very true. You don't get anything you don't ask for. Uh, you don't get food at McDonald's if you don't tell them what you want. You don't get your paycheck at the job if you don't tell them how much time that you've gave them and how much money, you know, they know how much money they owe you. You know, you don't get your kids to do what they need to do if you don't tell them what you want them to do. But just like me wanting to be in a Ford commercial, there's a motivation behind it. Yes, big word, motivation. You know, what is my motivation? Why do I want to do this? It's, you know, so, and we have to figure that out for ourselves. A lot of times we ask for things, but we ask with the wrong intentions. Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to get biblical on y'all or nothing like that. You know, y'all know I don't ride like that. But um, there's a scripture, James 4 and 2, you know, the King James Version. And it says, you know, you have not because you ask not. And there's a lot of truth to that. You can't get what you don't ask for. It's just that simple. But when you ask for something, you have to really think about what's the motivation behind why you're asking for it. Are you doing it just to be mean or evil? Or let's see, Buzz says, I'm gonna put this up here before I get into the rest of it. He says, I disagree. You don't get anything positive. You do not put yourself in a position or work for your blessings. But cancer, who asked for, okay, I will agree with you on that. That is very, very true. And I'm not even going to attempt to dive into that one because I don't have the medical chops to even discuss that one. But you're right. You're absolutely right. I will own that one, Buzz. So, hey, Terry, good to see you. Buzz, good to see you. James says, some don't ask because they don't feel like they deserve it. You know what? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that one, James. Hey, Terry, good to see you. Oh, man, Terry Jones, I mean, I wish I could put it up, caught a big ass fish today. Yeah. Thing looked like he ate Noah. But anyway, case in point, Terry's a fisherman. He can't catch a fish if he doesn't have the right motivation. And the right motivation honestly starts with you. What's in your heart, what's in your head, and what is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you want to achieve? Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. What do you want to achieve? What is it that you want to do? What are you trying to drive towards? What are you trying to, what is your end result? What is it that you want? You know, and I did some digging around on the internet, of course, I always do, because somebody's going to challenge me. But you know, there are nine, they said, according to the experts, there are 9 reasons why people don't get what they want. Nine reasons why. And at the very top of the list is they are satisfied with mediocrity. Mediocrity. I can't say the word, that word, mediocrity. Yeah. Hey, Randy, good to see you, man. Um, yeah, people are okay with it's okay. That'll do. It's all right. It's good enough. They're afraid to, not afraid, but people, how do I put it politely? They just say, this is going to be enough for me. And they're afraid to move forward to try to get to another rung on the ladder, you know, trying to reach higher. They go, okay, I got enough. I'm cool. This is it. You know, people say, I can't. I can't. I just can't do it. What do you mean you can't do it? You can do it if you decide you want to do it, but that's just it, though. You got to take can't out of your vocabulary. Yeah, unfortunately, you do have to say I can't to some things, true enough. But if you say, if I said I can't be a comedian, then I should have gave up a long time ago. Don't forget to hit like, love, and or like or love. Let me know you stopped by tonight. I'd really appreciate it. Um, People who complain about never getting what they want. Well, how the hell are you going to get what you want if you are not willing to move forward, not willing to ask for it, not willing to do what it takes to get it? How are you going to get that? You got to be willing to, you can't do it. I mean, you got to stop complaining about why you don't have it. Here's a word that I really am not a big fan of, and you don't hear me use it very often. Matter of fact, when my kids were growing up, there was 3 words they couldn't say. They couldn't say hate, they couldn't say the N word, and they couldn't call you a liar, because those are just 3 disgusting words to me. But the experts say you hate rich, skinny, successful, healthy, happy, and attractive people. Well, me, I don't H word anybody. And there are people that do H word people who are rich, skinny, successful, healthy, happy, attractive people. To what end, I don't know. But I have learned just from talking to people that sometimes people dislike these people because they have what it is that the person who is hating on them wants. But they are not willing to do what it takes to get it. Like me, I would like to have a size 46-inch chest, maybe some 20-inch arms. Yeah, I would. And maybe a 30-inch waist. I got the equipment in the other room to get it, but I'm too freaking lazy to go in there and get it. So why should I hate on the person that was motivated enough to say this is what I want and then go and they went and did it? That's just stupid for me. Yeah. So they say you only talk about it, haven't actually done anything about it, thinking reading about it is enough. Well, no, reading about it is not enough. I have read many books of great comedians. It doesn't make me a great comedian because I read it. I can go read a book about being an astronaut. That don't mean if it's send my ass to the moon. You got to do more than talk about it. You got to do more than read about it. You actually got to put some work into it. You actually got to want it. You actually have to open your mouth and say to God, the universe, Buddha, or those 5 squirrels that you pray to that's all wearing grass skirts and dancing around a fire. You got to open up your mouth and say, this is what I want. I'm going to use my dude, Reggie, for example. Reggie Edwards, look him up. He's on my Facebook page. He headlined at the Funny Bone here in St. Louis. I haven't done that. Am I jealous? No, I'm proud of him. I'm celebrating him. But he had to say at some point in time, this is what I want. He had to actually ask the manager, hey, look, man, I know I'm not a big name, but can I please headline the Funny Bone? It takes a lot for people to open their mouth and say, can you help me? Can you share with me? Can you show me? Or just to tell somebody else what it is that they want. Because number 6, you worry about what others think. And I am guilty of that. I was guilty. I still am guilty of that to a certain degree. I do worry about what other people think. But we don't ask because we are afraid of what we're going to look like to somebody else. Do I care that I'm actually asking for, wanting to be in a Ford commercial? I'm asking people to share my video or my video and those. No, I'm not ashamed. Now, 10, 15 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have done that. But I'm at the age now, I guess my filter's getting a little thin, and I don't know how much longer I got on this earth. I could be gone tomorrow. We have to ask for what we want. Now, I'm not saying you got to just, everybody can't just speak into the air. I want to win the lottery. Well, if it worked that way, it'd be a whole lot more millionaires. And I probably wouldn't be doing this because I say that every week when I buy my lottery tickets. And I do go buy a lottery ticket. So therefore, I am doing what's necessary to possibly win. But we do worry about what other people think. And they go, well, who am I? Well, why should who am I to want this? Who am I to deserve this? And I'm going back to what James said earlier. James said earlier that Some don't ask because they don't feel like they deserve anything. I have to agree with them. I do. You know, I was one of those people. I didn't feel like I deserved it. There's a number of things I felt like I did not deserve in this life. But that's self-loathing. That's low self-esteem. That's depression. That's anxiety. That's growing up being told you ain't shit and you ain't never gonna be shit in life by people who say they love you. Real talk. Hey, thank y'all for hitting the like and the love. I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. Number 7, this reminds me of something that Al Canal once said. Al Canal said, embrace the suck. And then I did a show for him over in Edwardsville at the Wiley Theater. And I come off and say, Al, how'd I do? He go, well, you didn't suck. Well, I'm like, well, I appreciate that, Al. I appreciate the fact that I didn't suck. That is great. But people are afraid to suck at anything. We're all afraid of sucking at something. So then, therefore, what do? So we don't suck at it. We just don't do it. We don't ask for it. We don't attempt it. We don't try to move forward to it. We don't aspire to something greater. Yeah. Number 8. People think it's going to happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight unless you win the lottery. That's the only thing I could think of that will happen overnight is winning the lottery, becoming an instant millionaire. Other than that, anything that you want, anything that comes out of your mouth takes time. You have to plant the seed and you have to wait for it to grow. But you have to nurture it. You got to water it. You got to take care of it. And you got to pursue it with your heart and with your mind and with your being. Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't. But this is why people don't have what they want, because they're not patient and they're not willing to be patient enough to wait for it, to watch it grow, to do the steps that are necessary to make it happen. We're just not. Thanks, Buzz. I appreciate that. The hardest thing in life, saying you're right. My brother, I love you. I love you too, man. But hey, I'm at this age now. I'm going to own it. If I did it, I did it. If I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And I'm going to own it, but it did take a lot for me to learn how to say I'm sorry. At one point in time, people, I was not a very nice guy. Believe that. Yeah. Read my book. I'll tell you a little bit about it in there. Last but not least, one reason why people don't have what they want, you decide it's too hard and quit before you get what you want. Yeah. That was no, I'm not gonna tell that story. This one right here honestly should be number 1. It should be number 1 with a bullet, because reason we don't ask for stuff is because we think it's going to be too hard to, once we ask for it and somebody says yes, then we have to do the work to get it. And the work is usually hard. I got 2 guys on here that are truck drivers. Becoming a truck driver was probably the easiest part. The hard part is actually doing the work, getting up, getting in that truck, getting on the road and doing the job. Becoming a comedian, getting up on that stage in front of people who don't know you from a can of paint and drawing an emotion from somebody who doesn't care anything about you. And to continue to do this over and over and over again. Sometimes more times you're successful than you fail, but those times you fail, oh man, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. But then you got to decide, do I want to get back up? That's the challenge. Yeah. But people don't ask because they know it's going to be hard. And they quit before they get what they want. This is all true. And it's kind of sad. But there's that phrase, the path of least resistance. And a lot of people do take that path. So that's my message tonight. Um, I know I talked a little longer than I normally do, but I guess you can tell I'm kind of passionate about what I'm talking about. Don't forget to hit like or love, please. Let me know that you stopped by. I greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to sell your name and everything like that to Publishers Clearinghouse. My dude Terry went out. He was in so I'm sorry. That's the end of the message. So here we're going to talk about the comments over here real quick. But my dude Terry was in a fishing tournament this week. Got fourth place. You got to see that big ass fish he caught, man. Hey Mary Lou, good to see you. Hey, oh, okay. My daughter checked in. Hey, sweetheart, good to see you. Buzz says you should be ashamed if you don't do it. I'm gonna put it up there for you. You should be ashamed if you don't do everything that you can to further the success and happiness of yourself and family. I'll amen that, Buzz. I amen that. Randy says humility is probably the hardest pill for a human being to swallow. Ooh. My mama used to tell me, boy, swallow your pride, because if you don't, it's gonna choke the shit out of you. Because I was very proud. And I didn't want to ask anybody for nothing. And when I had to, it just showed on my face. And my mama, she told me, yeah, you're going to have to be humble. You got to humble yourself. You are. And I did. And hey, here we are. Hardest part is testing clean. Hey, y'all, that's been my show. Continue to like, continue to love. Continue to follow me. If you haven't been on my Facebook page in a minute, go down, find the post about, I did some impromptu commercial takes in my truck, Ford Tough. Trying to, honestly, I really do want to be in a Ford commercial. And I think the best way for me to do that is to share. Is to create my own content and share it to the point where it continues to be shared. And maybe in Ford season and go, hey, maybe we got something here, black man, cowboy hat, how about just a man in a cowboy hat? It ain't got to be a black, white thing. It's just me, cowboy hat, right personality, wanting to do something good. That's how I look at it, Just continue, everybody. I know that's right. So with that, nobody else got anything? Was there anybody, any other business? Anybody got anything else? No. Okay. Well, as always, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting. I'm going to tell you a little secret before I go. Every week, I think of quitting doing this. Every week, I just decide I'm going to put up the video that says I'm done. But every week, something happens that lets me know, you got another show. You got another show. And you guys coming and hitting like and love and responding and talking to me lets me know that I do have another show in me. So thank y'all for being my motivation. I asked y'all to watch. Y'all came to watch. I'm going to continue to provide. So God loves you. I love you. Yes, I do. Take care of yourselves. Respect yourselves. Please. Take care of them children. They're going back to school. Yeah. Take care of them babies. I don't talk a lot about this, but I'm going to say this. I'm not trying to start any political shit, so don't come back at me. Get your shot. Or wear a mask. Do something to protect yourself. Okay? Please. And last but not least, respect our vets. I'm Longhorn. God bless you.